The new Palisade Limited is a luxury SUV, but man is it cheap for what it is. I'll include a link to the Murdoch Hyundai's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this Palisade. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get right into it. Under the hood, we have a 3.5 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy is 18 around town, 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 287 horsepower and then 260 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Very boxy design with the hood Hyundai logo front and center. And then I like the new lighting element. It's pretty spunky looking. And then notice the grille has a bunch of nice trim to finish. There's also parking sensors in the front end, and overall it looks like a premium car from a front end perspective. Tire and wheel setup is 255 by 50 by 20, which is the same size as what you got in the Calligraphy with the last generation. You got these nice painted fender flares. Even the bodywork at the bottom is nicely painted. And the side profile, I mean, this thing is huge, which is great for space, but it also has a nice boxy design. I mean, it really does look like a Hyundai Range Rover. When it comes to key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start. You've got the opening for the hatch on the back. So it has everything you need and nothing you don't. With the third row folded down, you've got quite a bit of storage space, but even with the third row folded up, you still have a very usable cargo area. Now, when it comes to seat adjustments, you can lower down the second row. You can't raise it up though automatically, you've got to do that yourself. But the third row lowers and raises automatically, and you can scoot it forwards and backwards. This is actually still more functionality than the previous gen Calligraphy. The rear passengers can also adjust their seats with some controls. There's a USB port back there, and overall space in the third row is good enough for an adult, so it's practical. I mean, look at the placement of these taillights. It really does remind me of a Range Rover, especially how they blacked out the center portion around the plate. That will cap things off for the exterior. Let's now check out the interior. We have a sunshade here for the second row passengers. Soft touch trim all over the door panel, so it feels a little bit more premium. That's nice. You actually have a little blind spot alert for the rear passengers. Nice trim here on the seats, perforated all down the center. All the adjustments are nicely labeled. Legroom back here is good. We've got a little storage pocket, got a little outlet in the back, USB port there on the back of the seat. And look at this. Heated, ventilated seats for the second row. We also have our own climate zone, and we even have our own sunroof. Let's now take a look at the front. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then we do have memory seat functionality, and again, really nice trim all over the door panel itself. Almost forgot the mirrors do power fold in. That's important. Nice perforated trim here on the front seats. You've got power adjustments on the side, lumbar support. The passenger seat's also power adjustable with lumbar support. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, we've got our tow mode, auto stop start, the opening for the hatch, and your parking brake. And start her up. Soft touch trim all around the steering wheel. You've got practical controls on the front face too. On the right side for your voice command, phone controls, volume controls. Over on the left side, you've got your adaptive cruise control with your lane centering. Now I've got a full digital gauge cluster in the center, and if I press the pages button, that'll actually let me scroll through the menu to go through different bits of info on the car itself. And then also the drive modes will pop up here. There's modes for both on-road use and off-road. The off-road is called the terrain modes, on-road is just the drive modes. This also has a fancy 360 camera with this nice exterior view of the car, good resolution. And then as for the rest of the screen, it is quick to respond. Everything's very nicely labeled, and it's kind of recessed into the dash, so that helps out with minimizing glare. Now the new Palisade does still have a bunch of physical controls. You can see the buttons on either side for different functions, like your hill descent control, drive mode select on the other side, radio controls, climate controls, dual zone climate up front with heated and ventilated seats. Little 12 volt down below, and we have this new kind of floating center console design is what I like to call it. It's a lot more open. There's some USB ports at the top, phone charging pad with some cup holders. And then the back section here has more storage. There is soft touch trim on the top, and there's more on the dash too. Like, this has a very nice interior on that front, and then we do have a sunroof up top. 2026 Palisade Limited all-wheel drive, $53,925. Let's see how this performs. Oh, let's take off in the Palisade Limited. So what I see this as, now that I've reviewed a couple different packages, or three different packages in the Palisade, I've reviewed the X Pro, the new Calligraphy, and now the Limited. This is the actual successor to the Calligraphy in terms of features. What I mean by that is, if you look at what this offers equipment-wise, turn signal camera too, by the way, this has pretty much all the same features as the previous version of the previous Palisade, so the 25 Calligraphy. And it makes sense as to why the price is the same. Whereas the new Calligraphy has more features than the old Calligraphy. And this is super common for automakers, and this is one of the things that I think people should kind of understand as they're buying a car, is over time cars get more and more doodads, as I call them, more features. And so even though the name on a package might stay the same over the years, that package is surely not the same. What this means for you guys is, okay, well, maybe with the previous gen Palisade you bought a calligraphy, but with this new one you might buy unlimited because you're like, I don't really need the extra stuff, or maybe you want the new stuff the calligraphy offers. Hopefully you guys can see where this is going. If you want more features, well, you're going to pay more for the new calligraphy, but you're also getting more. If you just want the same experience as what you had with the old calligraphy, well, you've got this. I think this does have, gotta lower down the window a little bit more. Yeah, so this still has the double pane, like it's the thicker glass. So this is still just as insulated as a calligraphy too, for those of you wondering. So it really does give you all the same stuff at about the same price. Just depends on what you're valuing feature-wise as a buyer. But yeah, the seats are comfortable in this. I like the cooled seat function, and even the second row has the cooled seats, which is a great value play. So quiet. This really is a luxury car. I've been thinking about making a standalone video about this, but like, I really do think that manufacturers like Hyundai have pretty much like cornered and kind of killed the luxury car market in a lot of ways, because there's so many people that, like, you look at the bulk of the luxury car market, and the bulk of it is entry-level luxury, is what I call it. So think like Audi Q5, BMW 3 Series, right? Those type of cars. And people that were buying those are now buying brands that are not traditionally considered luxury, but it's because you're able to get what you get from the luxury car brand, or even more, for less money. I mean, you look at this Hyundai, mid $50,000 range. And by the way, the powertrain, it's not insanely quick, but it's smooth with the V6. The power delivery is good enough. Anyways, you look at what this has to offer, and in the mid $50,000 range, you're getting like a compact, pretty basic luxury car from one of the mainstream luxury brands. Whereas with this, you're getting a fully decked out car. It's got everything. It really does have everything. So I think the value play, the value proposition is really strong with this. You get a lot of value for the dollar, and I think that this trend of people leaving luxury brands and going for this stuff is only going to continue. Because the only thing that a traditional luxury brand has over this is just more powertrain. But I mean, we've also gotten to the point where base engines are powerful enough. I mean, think about this for a second. Like, this is considered like a not super crazy powertrain, and it's got almost 300 horsepower. I mean, go back 40 years, and 300 horsepower is like, that's pretty quick. That's a lot of power. And you know, I'm kind of like I've reviewed a lot of cars, owned a lot of cars over the years, and what I kind of see is 300 horsepower for most people, more than enough. And then if you're looking at like a sporty application, 400 to 500 horsepower, more than enough. And so all these luxury car brands offering way more than that, it's kind of unnecessary. Let me know what you guys think about the Limited, but super good value in today's market.